1, 2, 3, 4.
If you know anything about the United States, you know that there is a mental health epidemic going on and has been going on for a long time. All you have to do is do 5 minutes of research, look on Twitter, look on Google, look at your fellow American, and you know that there is a mental health crisis going on. It doesn't take that much research to understand the issue. There's a rise in political violence, a rise in crime, all directly linked to mental health. Why? Because we're not putting enough resources in as a country to address the issue. Why? Because of political corruption. Because of political corruption. The United States is insanely corrupt, the politicians are. And we're going to get into it right now. She's going to get into it. They're not providing the assistance in the mental health resources that we need for our children in this country. And it starts with the children, right? It starts with the children. Let's take a look at this.
Issue is making sure we're addressing the mental health crisis that's going on in our schools. Because if kids are going to be okay in school, they have to arrive to school ready to learn. There's I was speaking to one pediatrician who was saying almost every child I know is in therapy right now. We have an outbreak in anxiety. So much of this is related to kids' online activity.
Totally.
And it's something that's been, we tried to get Kids Online Safety Act passed. About over 90 senators voted for it, which is shocking. That happens to nothing. It immediately was killed in the House.
Why?
Big Tech paid Scalise a bunch of money,
and
he wouldn't put it on the floor.
Thank you for...
There it is. There is the source of every single problem in the United States is political corruption. The billionaires, the corporations, the rich wants tax cuts for themselves, so they bribe politicians and they don't pass any bills. This is the number one issue of our time, hands down, period. We didn't get the mental health resources for children that we need because one senator got millions of dollars to buy his beach house from a tech company that didn't want it to happen because they want tax breaks for themselves, period. That is what's going on in this country. For everything, we can't get infrastructure done. We can't fix our healthcare system, mental health, gun violence. We can't solve any of our nation's issues because of political corruption. Pure and simple. That's what she's saying here. And that's what's always been going on. This has been going on forever. It's legalized bribery. These guys are getting beach houses and not voting for things that help. This is why we cannot invest in ourselves if billionaires are paying politicians to vote for tax breaks for themselves. If we are giving tax breaks to billionaires, we are not getting enough money coming into the treasury. If we don't have enough money coming into the treasury, we don't have money to invest. We don't have money to build roads, to fix pipes, to work on mental health, for homelessness. We don't have money for anything because all of it is being taken by the rich. Pure and simple.
Being that blunt and honest with the answer.
I wish there was a better answer. I wish that wasn't that easy.
People should know that Steve Scalise got money, and in return, kids are going to kill themselves and deal with mental health crisis and not have the tools needed to manage these mental health crises. And what's going to happen is kids are going to die. But it's okay. He got a new beach house.
And we know they have.
Kids are going to die, and he's going to get a new beach house. All our politicians are doing this. They're all taking bribes. They're all insider trading. They're all obsessed with becoming rich and not worrying about the country. We are being outpaced completely by China. Everything they're doing is doing it for the future of their country and for their population. We are too busy trying to fight politicians to do what they need to do because they're so worried about making themselves rich and making us fight each other while they rake in the cash.
Because we've seen it, right, in the testimony before Congress of parents who showed exactly what their kid was looking at before they died by suicide. We know that the controls that were in place before Trump on Twitter and Meta have all been removed. And so the bullying and attacks on especially LGBT youth we're seeing are horrible. And
look, in this specific case, the tech companies don't want to be regulated. There's bullying going on their platforms, and they don't want the government to say you can't do that. You have to regulate your platform. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to have to spend the money to regulate their platform so people don't get bullied. So what do? They bribe a politician. And now look, there's no regulations going in to monitor these social media platforms for bullying. That's where we're at. We can't get anything done because of these disgusting politicians. Look at this. When individuals with mental health issues are constantly exposed to rhetoric about their country being in danger and democracy being destroyed, it can lead to them feeling like they need to take drastic action. So they are getting us wound up, fighting each other. Oh, it's a civil war. It's the country is being destroyed. The other side is destroying the country. No, the other side is destroying the country. Here's how. While they are raking in the cash, while the billionaires are literally raiding the coffers, bribing our politicians, and spending billions of dollars funding propaganda machines online, destroying the country while we're fighting ourselves. So they're spreading propaganda online to make us hate each other, each side, left and right. And then they're lobbying Congress to get tax breaks, to pollute rivers, to ship jobs overseas, to open sweat factories, to let kids start working again in factories and overtime, and being young kids working in. We're already seeing that. To get huge tax breaks so we don't invest in our people and fix our roads and fix the old pipes and invest in mental health and fix homelessness and fix our healthcare system. This is what they're doing. They're making us fight each other while we have a huge mental health crisis in this country. Take a look at this.
There's a lot of people out there with mental illness, right? And regardless of what political side of the aisle they may or may not be on, if they have these delusions in their head because of this mental illness, and they're being told literally all day, every day, that their country is in danger from the other side, they're going to destroy democracy, they're going to take your children away, they're going to do all these horrible things to you. One of these mentally ill people is going to take that and say, I can be the hero. I can fix this. I'm going to be the one to solve it. And you're right. They come out one day after, hey guys, political alliance, yeah, we shouldn't do it. But then the next day, they're doing the things that they were doing that.
Here we go. So these people are mentally ill. They have no resources. They have no information because the government is not providing the money, is not investing. And at the same time, each side online being funded by billionaires, a lot of these YouTubers are saying the world is over. The other side is going to destroy you. The other side is out to kill you. They are going to destroy the country, right? And these mentally ill people take this and cause political violence in crime. So this is directly linked. Mental health, political violence, investment in a country, and political corruption. They're all intertwined. Here, I showed this in my in a recent video. Alex Jones doing good reporting. I don't really like Alex Jones that much, but he's doing good reporting here. In 1955, America had 558,000 psychiatric beds. Today, just 38,000. 93% drop. Meanwhile, 15.4% of adults suffer from serious mental illness. We don't have enough beds. We don't have enough resources. We can't address the issue. We cannot address the issue, period, because of political corruption. It all goes back to political corruption. You name anything. If you can name anything, write it in the chat. Name one issue going on in this country, and I guarantee you I can link it back to political corruption. Anything. I challenge anyone watching this video. I can link it back to political corruption and why we're not voting on the resources that we need because of political corruption. More. We're in a mental health epidemic. 1 in 5 U.S. adults has a diagnosis. ADHD meds usage has doubled in 15 years. Adderall is now in shortage. We don't even have enough Adderall. Bipolar is up 2 times in the last 20 years. Depression at an all-time high. Billions spent on meds and therapy. Not enough. We're not getting enough of the money that we need. Period. We're not getting enough. The unfathomably cruel murder of children at mass at their school forces us to ask the question, why? It's time to address the mental health crisis. So we're seeing, political violence, shootings at churches, shootings at schools, you name it. Political violence and political corruption and mental health is all linked. It starts from the top and works its way down. If we're not getting the funding, if there's corruption at the top, it starts leaking all the way down to the bottom and nothing gets done because of this political corruption. We need campaign finance reform. No more political donations from private entities. Period. No more billionaires being able to give political campaign contributions to any politician. Period. We need our politicians to vote based on what needs to be done, not based on how much money they're going to receive from their billionaire buddies. Period. This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace. Political corruption in this country is, all you have to do is 5 minutes of research. You can look at, they even show it. It's public. A lot of it's public. You can find a politician and look up who is funding their campaign contributions. How much money have they received from billionaires and corporations? And it'll show it. Like, let's just put Steve Scalise. I'm just picking a random politician. $500,000 from the oil industry. $200,000 from the pharmaceutical industry. $100,000 from this kind of thing. You can see it online. They show it to you. You can just see the corruption. They blast it right in front of us. It's out in the open. And we're too busy fighting each other like idiots when the real enemies are the billionaires and the corrupt politicians. Absolutely pathetic. What do you guys think? Another sad day in America. Another sad day in America. Just the realization of this garbage. See you in the next one. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, help a brother out. I appreciate it.